Hello students, welcome to Science Teacher. In this session, we are going to discuss about the respiration part 2, that is mechanism of breathing. Let us discuss about the breathing or a pulmonary ventilation. What is ventilation? Circulation of air. So that is between the atmosphere and the lungs. That we are going to discuss today. Look at the diagram here. So here you can observe air is moving in and out of the lungs. And also there are certain changes in the rib cage and the size of the lungs. That is, the volume of the thoracic cavity increases and decreases continuously. This process will be leading to the circulation of air inside and outside the lungs. Let us discuss about the various mechanisms which will be leading into the breathing. Now look at the structure of the human respiratory organs. You can see here there are many structures. Nostrils are present. Next you can see nasal passage and larynx, trachea, and there are certain ribs present. These ribs will help in the movement of the lungs. Let us observe the intercostal muscles are also present, which will help in the contraction and relaxation of the rib. Let us understand one more thing you can observe here, that is the diaphragm, muscular structure that is on the floor of the thoracic cavity, that is called as a diaphragm. It also helps in breathing in and breathing out. So first one, what happens is movement of air inside lungs and out of the lungs is based on gas laws. What it says, always the air will be moving from a high pressure area to low pressure area. You know already gases, that is the fluid, will be moving from a high pressure wherever there are more concentration to the low concentration area, that is high pressure area to the low pressure area. Now next is air pressure inside the body and outside the body are equal under normal conditions. Normally what happens, our body pressure and the outside atmospheric pressure both are equal. But what happens when the volume increases? A pressure gradient is created inside the lungs by changing the volume of a thoracic cavity. This thoracic cavity volume changes means the lung also changes its volume. Next, more volume, lesser is the pressure, and less the volume, more the pressure. You have to remember, if more place is there to accommodate, then the pressure is less. Less place is there means pressure is more. So with the increase in the volume, pressure becomes less, and with the decrease in the volume, pressure becomes more. Look at the ribs, rib cage. I already discussed about this rib cage. Lungs are present inside the rib cage. One on the right side and one on the left side. Here, this rib cage is lined up with muscles. These muscles are called as intercostal muscles. What they are called? Intercostal muscles. These muscles are having two types of muscles. One is external intercostal muscles, which are present outside. These are called as external intercostal muscles. And inside, that is near the sternum, certain muscles are there. Those are called as internal intercostal muscles. These internal intercostal muscles will be pulling up the rib cage so that the thoracic volume decreases. Now external increases the thoracic volume. How? It will be pushing these rib cage outward so that there is more space in the thoracic cavity and the lung is able to expand. When the external intercostal muscle contracts, the thoracic volume will be increasing and the lung is able to expand, and internal intercostal muscle will be contracting, means it will be decreasing the thoracic volume, thereby it will decrease the volume of the lungs also. And what happens when the volume increases? When the volume increases, that is when the external intercostal muscles are contracting, volume increases and pressure will be decreasing. So the air will be moving inside. So that is from high pressure area to the low pressure area. Inside the lungs, what is there? A low pressure is there. There is a low pressure inside the lungs with the increase in the volume. And what happens when the internal intercostal muscle contract? The volume decreases and the pressure increases. So the air will be moving from high pressure to low pressure, that is from the lungs into the atmosphere. This is what is happening. Now next one more structure is there that also helps in increasing the volume. There is a diaphragm. You can observe here. So that is membranous, muscular membranous structure. Here this is dome shaped. When it becomes flattened, the volume of this thoracic cavity increases, and when diaphragm goes back to its original shape, dome shape, then the thoracic cavity volume will be decreasing. So together these intercostal muscles and diaphragm together will help in the breathing mechanism. Now look at this structure, that is lung and the diaphragm. You can observe. See here, while we are breathing in the air, so what is happening exactly? How the volume increases and which facilitates the movement of air inside the lungs. Let us observe that. First, external intercostal muscles will be contracting. That means they will move outward. They will push the rib cage outwards. Due to contraction, what happens? The external intercostal muscles, the ribs is pulled upward, resulting in the increase in this volume of the thoracic cavity. In turn, what happens? The volume of the lung also increases. And one more structure, that is the diaphragm. Diaphragm also, it contracts and becomes flat. The dome shaped diaphragm has become flat now. So that increases the volume inside and the lung is able to expand. So the lung expands means what happens? The pressure, air pressure inside the lung will be decreasing. Now the air outside, that is the air outside is rich in oxygen that goes inside the lungs. Now next is when these all things are happening, the size of the thorax increases, lungs expand, and simultaneously the air will be moving inside. Now after some time what happens? That is, this takes place within seconds. Now again these external intercostal muscles will be relaxing, and when the external intercostal muscle relaxes, the internal intercostal muscle will be contracting. These internal intercostal muscles, when they contract, they will pull these rib cage inwards, inside, so that the volume of the thoracic cavity will be decreasing, and diaphragm also goes back to its original dome shape. So further the size of the thoracic cavity decreases. When the thoracic cavity volume decreases, the size of the, that is volume of this lung also decreases. So when the volume decreases, the pressure inside the lung increases. So pressure increases means air will be pushed outward, that is it will be moving from a high pressure area to low pressure area. That is how carbon dioxide is given out. So inhalation means taking in, breathing in of oxygen, and exhalation means breathing out, that is giving out of carbon dioxide. Next, let us observe this structure again. What happens when the oxygen goes inside? I already told you that is nasal cavity. It is lined up with certain cells called as a mucosa. that mucosa will be secreting mucus that traps all the dust particles, and it also moistens the air, and it will warming of the air, brings it to 37 degrees Celsius. So that warmed up air goes inside the trachea, then goes inside the bronchi, and from there it goes into the bronchioles, and finally it reaches the balloon-like structures called as alveoli. So now in this alveoli, when it is getting filled with the air, so then what will happen? That will be, the air will be diffusing into the blood. That is called as exchange of gases. That we will discuss in the next video. Now in this video, what all things we learned? We learned about the mechanism of breathing. How we are able to breathe? We are able to breathe with the help of many external intercostal muscles and internal intercostal muscles along with this diaphragm. So what happens during inhalation? External intercostal muscles will be contracting and they will be pushing the rib cage outwards, and the diaphragm will be contracting, it will become flat, thereby increasing the volume of this thoracic cavity. Lungs also expands, the volume of the lung will be increasing, then the pressure inside the lung will be decreasing, so the air from outside will be easily moving inside the lungs. The alveoli gets filled with the oxygen. Now already blood has diffused carbon dioxide into the alveoli. From the alveoli, the carbon dioxide has to be pushed outward. How it happens? After inhalation, next second only, these external intercostal muscles will be relaxed and internal intercostal muscles start a contraction. Now, when they contract, they will pull these rib cage inward. They will coming together, and the thoracic cavity decreases in size, and the this diaphragm also, it will come back to its original position, that is dome shape. So what happens in the floor of this thoracic cavity? Its volume will be decreasing. So volume decreases means pressure inside the lungs will be increasing. So the air will be moving from a high pressure area to low pressure area. This is how inhalation and exhalation takes place. Now we will learn the next topic, that is the exchange of gases between the alveolar membrane and the blood in a coming video. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.